All right.
All right. Theoretically, we're recording. We should fill some time while we're sure it starts.
Yes.
All right. What would you like to fill the time with?
I'm gonna depress myself real quick and check my bank. What? Oh,
Well, that was a 3-act play.
sorry. I guess they took my rent check to the bank already because all my money's gone.
I see.
Usually that takes a few days, but nope, it's gone. Okay, cool. That's good to know, I guess. Vaguely depressing.
Yeah, I think I only get paid one more time, and then I don't get paid again for 3 months. Because of course, my job is the school year, and so I can choose to either get paid over just the school year, or I can get paid over 12 months. It's the same amount of money, no matter how you do it. It's just how many checks do you get? And so I went with the shorter one so I could have the money and, let's say, earn interest, but I mean, interest rates are not great. So
I mean, it means that you have more opportunities to spend it wisely by virtue of not giving someone a loan for no reason.
Right.
Whether or not you take that opportunity is something else entirely, but you get the opportunity.
Yay. All right, what are we doing for the thumbnail?
I have a dead kitten.
You do.
I mean, I could just stare at it.
Squee, what in the hell is that?
It's a mug that has a cute little robot on top.
Huh. Well, of course it does. I assume it is from Japan?
It is. I'm going to continue cycling through random things I've gotten from Japan for a little bit. It's going to be all nice and not in focus. Yeah, that doesn't really work.
All right, I'm pretty sure
I'll simply hold it like this.
I'm pretty sure I can actually just cut a thumbnail out of you holding it up and me looking confused and Cluze just looking at it with a dead kitten.
That's all fair.
So, all right, let's go.
Okay.
Word.
What is this? 652? I did change the number. Yeah, I did. Okay, here we go.
You did?
We hear you typing.
I know, that's why I'm waiting for you to do the OJam, and then I can type while you ramble, 'cause you're louder.
We can still hear you when you do that.
Nope, you totally can't. You totally can't. And if I cover my my camera, you can't hear me at all. That's how this works.
What?
Exactly.
Oh, we lost Cluze. He fell off the call. Better talk about him. So between you and me, Chewie, do you think Cluze is okay?
No, goodness no.
I think.
Oh, Cluze is back. Hi, Cluze. We weren't talking about you.
Lots and lots of deep-rooted problems. Years of therapy won't even scratch the surface.
Plus, he hangs out with dead kittens, so.
There is that.
I mean,
for
but
anyone
it's so
listening
soft.
to the audio version, the dead kitten is his thing that he has over his microphone.
Yeah, it's a pop filter that goes over the microphone. If you've never seen one, have you ever seen a tribble? Imagine if I took a tribble and just stuck it on top of my microphone.
Yeah.
not imagining that, no.
Granted, I try my best to, use, good microphone positioning, so the pop filter is probably unnecessary, but just in case, I like to have it there. Besides which, if I get sleepy, just...
If you're ever watching any movie where they cut off and you see the set, there's usually the guy holding the big boom mic that leans in over shots and stuff, and there's usually something that's long and fuzzy that they put on that to block out sound and wind and air and all that stuff, and they call that a dead cat. So because Cluze is a smaller one as a dead kitten, because this is apparently the units of measure for dead animals that we use for blocking sound going into microphones, because that's just what grips do.
I did not name it. The company that made it named it that. It's not me. I was going to say I'm not crazy, but I am. So that's all you get.
Yeah.
Did we actually start the show? Was there an OJam?
No,
I think we successfully bought time now.
Yeah, you heads just kept talking, so I just kept letting you talk. So now, shut up.
I'm confident that the show has started.
Here we go. I'm just holding it now to torment you.
I was going to say, the anticipation is killing me. I'm just waiting for it.
Oh, jam!
There we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of Monday Night Magic here on twitch.tv/themanapool. I am Chewie, tormenting my co-hosts as they torment me. To my right, who's not actually asleep, he just is pretending, is Squee.
Hello.
Yes. And then over there on the other side of the screen, giggling uncontrollably with the dead kitten, is Cluze.
Hi. It's good to see you all. And we can see you.
Cluze
Unless you're only listening, in which case we can only hear you.
That's right.
So, this is Monday Night Magic number 652. At some point, I might lose all energy because I don't feel great, but we have to do Monday Night Magic because it's the first week of New Standard, and also because we've got a follow-up to last week's episode, and also there's a train wreck to make fun of.
True.
So,
all of these things happened.
Yeah. In not that order, actually in reverse order.
That train wreck. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What?
I'd kind of forgotten about that train wreck. It was
okay.
In the past, and so, yeah.
So now, yeah, you can't see it anymore because it already happened.
That's right. Don't look behind you. That's not the way you're going.
So now we've got to follow up with something from last week. Last week we told you about Yuuya Watanabe getting disqualified from Mythic Championship 2 in London because of marked sleeves. And as of that recording, we hadn't seen anything yet. Well, now we have, and it's not good.
It's not.
So
yeah,
if you'll... Let's see. Can we open this in a new tab? It doesn't get it any bigger, but I can zoom in. Plus. All right, so here are some Urza's power plants. I don't think there's anything on the front of these, right?
Not that you can see from this side. No.
It's not visible from this angle.
Well, that was a waste of time.
But hey, you can tell that there's 4 Urza power plants right here.
That's true. So here is the back of, I think, the Urza's power plant.
Yes.
Where you can see all 4 of them are very clearly marked right here in exactly the same spot.
Yeah, they're all kind of dog-ear crinkled, so you have essentially 2 little white spots where it was pinched in the bottom left corner of the back.
Yeah.
Note that I said bottom left.
And now the Urza's towers, and those are all marked with a little pinch also on the corner, but on the colored part, not on the black part.
Yeah, it's like a nail mark. And on that one, only 3 of them are marked this way, right? Because this is the thing where there was this really confusing wording last time that like 3 of the 4 were marked one way and one was marked another way. And so, yeah, so just keep in mind that if you look at if you scroll back up just a little bit, Chewie, so you can see the front of these cards.
Oh.
No, that's not. Yeah,
Please,
there.
You're on a
okay.
delay. Yeah, I'm already here.
Yeah, all right. Okay, sorry. If you look at the one that's in the foreground there, the one that's kind of in the lower left.
Yeah, you can see the
its
dog ear right
upper
there.
right corner has a dog ear.
Yeah.
And you'll see that come back to haunt you in a moment.
Okay. So then we have the mines where you can see on these 3, they are marked as this tower, this tower is. Right there. And then on the back, you can see it clearly here, and here.
Which is in the upper left, not the lower left.
Yeah.
Yeah, when looking from the back, it's the upper left. So, these images were released. This is on the Team Cygames website. And I think this is in, like, the tournament report. That's what it looks. I don't speak Japanese, but that's essentially what it looks like.
Yeah.
And
because it has elements on there unrelated to that too.
These are not good for his "I didn't know" defense.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there are those out there still thinking to themselves, "Oh, they only showed us," and you actually saw this. They only showed us these 12 cards. What about the rest of the deck? What did it look like? And my understanding is, yeah, those weren't marked at all.
Yeah, if you scroll down, then here they are.
Yeah.
And you can see marks on these corners and on these corners and on these corners on the Urzatron, and then down here on not Urzatron, they're conspicuously absent. And you can scroll down further and see the rest of the deck, where if you look very closely, you'll see there's nothing to see on any of the not Urzatron cards, at least nothing as systematic as these.
Yeah.
So this is amazing for transparency purposes and for like boosting, what's the word I'm looking for, trust in the judge community. But these are not great for the whole "but I didn't know" defense.
Yeah. I think you would have an incredibly hard time convincing someone that of the 12 sleeves in your deck of 60 that have damage, they directly correspond to these 12 cards and almost perfectly uniquely to each one. Like, these are clearly marked. Like, that's just, there's not a way that this would happen outside of extreme probability, so here we are.
Yeah. It's bad.
It is bad. Now, I don't know if there have been any other mentions from Wizards or from anyone else.
I don't think there's been any official word from any other parties to this.
Because I saw yesterday, randomly, I saw a bunch of Magic Pros tweeting about it again. I think it was yesterday. It might have been the day before. But I couldn't find a source. Like, because usually they'll start up about it again if, like, there was a statement from WotC or something, and there wasn't that I could find. So I was like, I don't know what kicked this all off, but here they go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a big shout out to Team Cygames though for taking these pictures and posting them, because this is pretty incriminating.
Yeah.
Let's see. 10th Tech Priest said, it's possible on accident. You know, the same way winning the lottery 2 weeks in a row is also technically possible. And Cluze added, while being struck by lightning repeatedly. Yeah. The odds are not great for this ever happening naturally, and not happening to any other cards in the deck.
Yeah.
And anyone who's trying desperately to convince you that this is an accident or anything else, man, I don't know.
They have decided on the outcome and are ignoring everything else. And that's not usually a good way to find out what's going on.
So you're saying they're flat earthers?
I was saying it's U.S. politics, but yeah.
I mean, same thing. Yeah. Okay.
They're flat sleevers.
All right. So that was last week.
Yeah, this was the follow-up to last week because these pictures released, these first batch released, like I said, I think the day after we recorded. I think these came out on Tuesday, and then these look like they were posted on the 1st, showing the rest of the deck. So, yeah, there you go. It's not looking good for the home team if the home team is Yuuya Watanabe. I'm just saying.
Right. But hey,
he's the home
that's
team
all we have for now. Like, in the absence of... Like, really, at this point, all we could expect to happen would be either some kind of punishment goes down and they make an announcement about it, or we won't ever hear again, right? They don't generally say anything else. It's either someone gets added to the list of, suspended, or...
Well, considering he's in the MPL, they're going to have to say something.
That's true. Like, I mean, it could also be a thing where, like, he would fall off of that and they'd just make an announcement saying someone new was added to it. But...
Well,
yeah,
this
there will
isn't
be
like,
something.
This isn't like Owen, though. I think this one, they would have to say something. Because like you said, they can say, yeah, we're kicking this person out because they cheated in our game that we moderate, and not open themselves up to litigation.
Yeah.
But yeah, but as of this recording, which it's Monday, May 6th. He's still in the Magic Pro League.
Yep.
And that's literally all we have right now. Yeah. So, let's move on then, shall we?
We shall.
We
Sure.
we have a train wreck to make fun of.
We do.
All right. So, the War of the Spark let me try that again. The War of the Stark. God.
The War of the Stark.
One more time.
Third time's a charm.
Battle of Winterfell 2. Battle harder.
One more time. Let me just not, because I saw Stark's name. Okay. The War of the Spark. Mythic Edition. Hey!
All right. Yeah.
What about it? It went on sale
what about it?
suddenly on May 1st. Because I think the Japanese planeswalkers, the Japanese alt art planeswalkers sort of overshadowed them. The Mythic Edition ones. And a lot of people were like, oh crap, that's today? And yes, it turns out it is.
Yep.
And it was, so you remember the first Mythic Edition was kind of a clown fiesta. Because it was on the Hasbro toy shop.
Right, and which has never really functioned well.
Right.
Right.
So, okay, I say the first one. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but the first Ravnica one. I
The
don't
most
remember if
recent
there were
one.
any before that. Ravnica Allegiance, they put on the eBay store. The Hasbro eBay store, I think it is. And I don't remember that many... I don't remember hearing issues with that one.
I thought this was the first one that was on eBay. Am I wrong?
I think you're wrong?
I don't know. I'll go
guys,
poke.
Hey, chat, do you guys
continue.
remember?
I don't
Pinball
remember
Witch
what
said
they
there were
used
some
last time.
issues, but not to the scale of this one's at all. Well, yeah, I mean, anytime there's something that's releasing now, there's going to be some sort of issue. But, okay, this is the second one on eBay. Got it.
So, like, if the first one was a clown fiesta, the second one was a clown siesta. So, I don't know any more words that we can use to label this one, so I'm going to rely on you guys.
Well, we have one. It's called a train wreck.
Oh, good.
Or, if it happens again, I think it'll upgrade to dumpster fire.
I would argue that a train wreck is way worse than a dumpster fire.
Yeah, but we use train wreck all the time. Dumpster fire just sounds worse.
It's true. We reserve it for special cases.
Like the last GP Charlotte.
Yeah.
But
So hey, I did go look up the announcement of the Ravnica Allegiance Mythic Edition, and I just want to read a sentence here. Is just a little bit, okay? Mythic Edition is a fun, premium product that players clearly were interested in, so we want to make the buying experience as positive and as smooth as possible. Keep that in mind as we discuss War of the Spark Mythic Edition.
I love when you describe your product as fun.
well, yeah.
I mean, people need to be told that.
Yeah.
Our product provides an adequate experience.
That's like Best Plumbing. I bet they put mediocre plumbing right out of business.
Absolutely.
But so yeah,
Those Mario Brothers.
the first one on the Hasbro eBay shop went off for the most part without a hitch. And I remember us reporting that this was clearly better than the Hasbro toy shop.
True.
Well, fast forward to this one. And here we have a tweet that just sums it all up. From Wizards Magic, the official Magic Twitter account. We are currently investigating issues with War of the Spark Mythic Edition orders, and we'll have updates as soon as they're available. So that was at 4 p.m. Let's fast forward to 9:30 p.m. We have an update from eBay here. Due to overwhelming response, we sold out of the War of the Spark Mythic Edition orders earlier today. We've partnered with eBay to ensure affected customers are contacted. Except... So, let's go to the eBay tweet. Magic fans, we unfortunately sold out of the War of the Spark Mythic Edition exclusive earlier today. We are working to ensure all subsequent orders are canceled and refunded. Any direct inquiries, please reach out to us.
Now, this is not really capturing.
Yeah, none of this is actually the problem.
Trainwrecky this was.
Okay, so then the final tweet about this from Wizards. At 4:50 p.m. the next day, we're working closely with eBay to send email notifications to those who are confirmed purchasers of War of the Spark Mythic Edition and those whose orders have been canceled and refunded. Please look for that email soon, and we're working to remedy this situation. So, it's not... Okay, there's always going to be someone complaining about everything, but in this case, the main problem is not that a limited edition thing sold out immediately.
No.
We're used to that.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, that's what limited edition things do, is they sell out immediately, right? Like, that's not a problem.
Correct.
But the problem is that there didn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to who got it, when they got it, when they didn't get it, how long it took for them to know whether or not they got it, and then getting kicked in the balls.
Right. So this supposedly went on sale at like 3 p.m. Eastern, and I think it was either a couple of minutes before or a couple of minutes after 3 that it actually went live, because I remember seeing a tweet about it. It wasn't like right at 3.
No, it seldom is.
And like moments later, just looking at my Twitter feed, there were lots and lots of people who were complaining, put the item in my cart, tried to check out, it just hung. Or put the item in my cart, checked out, it said it went through, then it canceled. So there was a lot of this really weird, like complete breakdown of how the system was supposed to be working. Another thing that happened is this was limited to 12,000 units total.
Right.
But because of the way the eBay store was counting things, if someone bought it and then it got canceled, that number wasn't like removed. It wasn't decremented. It was only ever incremented. So I believe the count at one point of units sold was in excess of 20,000, even though a bunch of those weren't really sold. That nice. Those didn't happen. So that was nice. I'm glad they totally have that together. And there were reports of people thinking that everything checked out fine, but then they didn't get the email with the confirmation. And then hours and hours later would get an email saying that, no, you didn't get it.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It was real bad. And, I can't help but think that I get it. We want to try and give as many people a shot at this as possible. I get that. But if only WotC could find some sort of a global distribution network of maybe some sort of stores, maybe some specialty stores that are near their players, maybe have an existing relationship with their players where they could sell these products, I think that would work out pretty well.
But Cluze, there's only one Blockbuster left.
This is true. And I'll bet that their website would buckle under the pressure.
That's very likely true.
Now, don't get me wrong. If you crunch the numbers on this, it is a shocking amount of money that WotC essentially invented out of thin air when they sold this through the eBay store. And they basically had to sell share like basically none of that money with anybody, but I guess eBay, now that I think about it.
I mean, eBay's taking a chunk, but
But that's it. They don't have to worry about distributors. They don't have to worry about local game stores because God knows they're not going to worry about local game stores on this one. So yeah, it's bad. I mean, I don't object in theory to limited edition things like this, but how can it always be on fire?
I mean, we just pointed out that it wasn't on fire last time.
How can it usually be on fire?
There you go. In the case of this one, I think the thing that surprises me is the fact that it's not like they built their own thing that couldn't handle this, because the Hasbro Toy Shop's normal job throughout the year is to sell people My Little Pony and Play-Doh. And so I don't think they have quite as much in terms of the extreme rollouts. Now, I know that, the pony fans are big into certain things, but the level that it would be hit by every time a new San Diego Comic-Con thing would come out is like all the exclusive stuff going on there, and then people jumping on it so that they can immediately eBay it for more, would pretty much wreck their essentially home system. Yuuya is kind of built for people to jump in and swarm and spend a whole bunch of money really quick. So it surprises me they ran into trouble of this scale. Like, if anyone's going to be handle it, it would be them, or like an Amazon or something should be able to handle that kind of attack. But I don't know. It's kind of surprising to me. And yeah, to credit, in the event that they were to move all this stuff onto, say, Amazon, or even right now, they could kind of brag that they broke eBay. That's kind of a nice way of telling your shareholders that your product is in demand. Like, yeah, we broke eBay. And our favorite part is half the people buying it on eBay immediately turned around to sell it on eBay, so they didn't have to go to another website to scalp us. But given that,
sad.
Like, they don't even have to get a new account. But it is a problem. Like, it's unfortunate that the product is not getting to people. It's unfortunate that there's a lot of confusion over it. I don't even know, like, what they could really do differently, honestly. And I think that's maybe what's worrying people the most, because for all purposes that I'm aware of, like, they didn't do anything wrong this time. It just, things went wrong. And then I believe they were in a legitimate state of panic when they're like, we're figuring it out. Hold on. Because they probably didn't expect this to happen either. Because, like, who would have?
Well, because it didn't happen last time.
Yeah, like, they've done this before. This wasn't the rollout. And
but then,
after you do the thing once, it sounds like, that should have worked this time.
Like, Ravnica Allegiance didn't have nearly the hype behind it that War of the Spark did.
Sure. And, like, some of the cards that were in this one are, like, high-demand cards, as they always are. But still one of those things where, it wouldn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter how big or fancy or impressive this is. Like, if they put up 12,000 $1 Jace the Mind Sculptors, the server would likewise get hammered. But, like, in both cases, I would not expect it to, like, stop working. That's well within the carry capacity of eBay, so that just surprises me. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of digging into it and a lot of conversations going on that we'll never hear the outcome of. I'm sure before the next one comes out, there will be some kind of article popping up saying, hey, we ran into trouble last time. We've taken steps to try to fix it. We're going to do this again. Because I doubt they're just going to abandon eBay as a platform after this, because, like I said, it should work. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions asked and hopefully answers found.
And they're certainly not going to stop doing this.
No.
Right? The Mythic Editions, those are going to be with us. I mean, they made $3 million in an afternoon. So
yeah, for all the complaining from people who tried to get in and couldn't, they still sold out their product in an unknown amount of time, but a very short amount of time, and directly converted dead trees into more valuable dead trees. So they're going to continue to do this. Like, maybe next time they'll up the number, because they can very directly charge more, obviously, and they can very directly print more, and people will still want them. So who knows? We'll find out. I guess we'll see in 3 months.
We used to believe that about the San Diego Comic-Con Planeswalkers, right? And then they made the ones that nobody wanted.
They made the ones that also cost a lot more than the other ones that came with a giant poster.
Right.
But yeah, like like I think the 6 that were in there, the Amonkhet Planeswalkers, also were not quite the super expensive staples that the other ones were. So, I don't know.
They were exploring the limits of the parameter space.
Mm-hmm. I also think that there's admittedly a possibility that the art style for them didn't appeal to people quite as much. Because like if you see someone playing or in their binder having like the completely black things, they stand out. Whereas the ones from Amonkhet that have more of the Egyptian style might just look like someone's card alters to someone, and it's not quite as in your face. But who knows? We'll see what the next set is, because you know they're going to keep doing it. They've got plenty more Planeswalkers to pile into these things and other, cards. Like if they decide they don't want to do it with Planeswalkers anymore, which they're not gonna, but if they did, there's plenty of other stuff. They could do essentially more variations of what would previously have been from the Vault sets doing this.
They could do it with red enchantments. Those wouldn't sell out.
That is a way to avoid breaking eBay.
That's right, red rare enchantments specifically.
Yeah, that will not crash eBay. We did it for you, eBay.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Our trick was to make a product no one wanted, and somehow people still buy it. But I think that we've circled this one long enough.
Yeah.
We are circling ourselves.
The thing that bothered me more about this was all of the entitled people who didn't get one, who were just being pissy about it on the internet. But that's gonna happen. So
those people would be upset whether or not the system worked because they didn't get it. Now, thinking you have a thing for 6 hours and finding out you don't is a different problem. I will say that.
Yeah, that one is a problem.
That would feel really bad. Like if you went through, you were stressed out, you managed to get it, it cleared, your account was charged, and then later you get a refund. You're like, wait, what? Because now not only did you not get it, but there's probably some service charges or something that you have to look really close to make sure you get a full refund. And you've kind of missed your window to have another chance in the event that there was one. Because sometimes shortly after a thing goes live, when people's cards get rejected, stock goes back on. And you've missed that window too at this point. So I can see people feeling bad about that. But you will be a happier person in life if you acknowledge that you do not need 100% of everything. And this is coming from me, who buys way too much crap. Fully acknowledge that trying to get everything will destroy you. It'll be okay.
There was more here. Okay, let's see here. At 7 p.m. on the 2nd, there was another update. eBay sending emails starting today, confirming if your order was among the first of the 12,000 available units or if your order is being canceled and refunded. Keep an eye on your inbox for future updates. Yeah, it was all just a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's something from the 3rd. Never mind, that's just eBay essentially reiterating the same thing. Okay.
Yeah. It's really weird when one of them issues a statement and the other one copies that statement and pastes it and posts it, and then that gets retweeted by the first one. So you get the same message 3 times.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's stop with the train wreck.
In conclusion, Bolus did it. It's all Bolus. It's always Bolus.
Yeah. We'll blame him. Or Emrakul.
Moon Monster.
Oh, and look, Wolfie in the chat said mine was canceled, but I've yet to actually get my refund, so it's even worse.
That's a bigger problem.
Buh.
That is a much bigger problem.
Well, good luck to you, sir.
Yeah, because that's not an inconsequential amount of money to not have been handled yet.
No, it is not.
Right? All right. Well, let's go to Richmond then, shall we?
Richmond.
Because it's...
Metaphorically.
It was the first weekend of the new standard.
Yep.
And I just had an eyelash just revolt against me.
Oh, dude, no eye in Chewie.
No, but only.
Oh, it's still there. You're good. You're good. You only need one.
There we go. Okay. So how many people were at the Standard Open?
The Standard Open had 459 people.
That seems low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a new standard and people don't have cards yet. Or maybe they were still fighting eBay at the time.
All right, so let's look at the metagame breakdown. 116 players made it to day 2. What's the metagame breakdown look like? There are 23 Simic Nexus decks. Oh, God.
Yeah.
19 mono red aggro decks. Which,
yeah.
I approve.
Yep. 16 Esper control. 13 Esper midrange. So most of these are just versions, updated versions of decks we had in the previous standard.
Yeah.
And then there's a big drop off where it drops from 13 decks in day 2 to 6 for blue-white aggro, red-green aggro, and soul-time midrange. And then there's another big drop off with 3 Bant midrange, and then it's just 2s and 1s from there down. Yep. There's a lot of 2s and 1s.
It's true.
Like, real quick. Mono blue aggro, Naya Feather. Mono white aggro, Orzhov aggro, Bant Nexus, Grixis Control, Merfolk, Dimir Midrange, Bant Flash, Simic aggro, Selesnya Tokens, Bant Reclamation, Jeskai Feather, Temur Nexus. I saw the word Nexus and it threw off my everything. 5-color control, Jeskai Control, Orzhov Knights, Rakdos aggro, Boros aggro.
And the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine.
Wait, I didn't hear Stark's name. Did I miss him?
Yeah, he had a war earlier.
Oh yeah, he did have a war earlier, so it's fine. But yeah, that's the metagame breakdown real quick. Let's go check out the actual decks.
All right, I look forward to this.
Is this the open?
You should.
Wow, look at this.
You're gonna like this one.
Yeah.
All right, let me open up the top 8 real quick. Boom. Okay, in first place we have Will Pulliam, who's running a mono red aggro.
I love it. However, asterisk. I'm gonna put an asterisk there. This is new standard, right? This is like new standard. Got a whole new set full of new cards.
Chandra.
Oh, well, okay. It's got more than that.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Stand by. Okay, so we got this brand new set, a whole bunch of new cards. How many new cards were in this set?
A lot.
A lot. Okay, so a lot of new cards, a lot of new brewing, lots of stuff going on. So red mages are like, this is our chance. This is our chance. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our mono red aggro deck and we're going to put a decal on the side that says that it's new. We're going to stick maybe like 2 cards in it, 4 cards. Could we go as high as 6? 6 only if we count the sideboard.
But what a 6.
It's a good 6. It's a good 6. We got 4 of the new Chandra in here. Chandra, Fire Artisan, which is a very good card. Like a very good card. True. I love that card a lot. But look in the sideboard. What do you see in the sideboard there, Chewie? Do you see it there?
I see a dapper demon fellow right there.
Totally dapper. True. Look at how well he is dressed. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Got there.
2 copies of Tybalt, Rakish Investigator. And let me tell you,
Instigator.
Oh crap, I did it again, didn't I?
I did it last time.
I did it the time before that.
Which is also,
we all want to believe, okay?
Which is also a really great card. Like, I really, really like that card.
I just want to watch Tybalt in like a noir drama. And I think it would be amazing and have a lot of fans.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I'll say about the mono red aggro deck. Surely we won't run into any more of these.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, okay. What's in second place?
All right, so in second place, we have Collins Mullen with a mono red aggro deck.
Huh.
What?
Looking over this list, feels like the main board was not changed at all.
I don't think it was.
But if we go to the sideboard, there's Tybalt again.
I mean, the main difference is whether or not you have Chandra.
Yeah, there's no Chandra here.
Which is admittedly a big difference.
It is. It is. I mean, that is a really good card. I only have one complaint about Chandra, and that is if you want to hit her on curve, you're playing her on turn 4, you're going to use that +1 on turn 4 because you want to boost her up, right? Because, I mean, you can't actually do the -7. You don't have enough loyalty at this point. But still, you're going to do that. And the card that she exiles, you're not going to do anything with that ever.
Probably, yeah.
You don't have the mana, and you already played your 4th land. So, still, I don't mind. I really don't mind because, what the rest of it says. And she's real good. Anyway, I'm sorry. That was 2nd place. Surely we won't talk about any more mono red aggro. It's fine. What's in 3rd place?
In this deck, it's not like you need to play her on curve. You have plenty of other things to be doing on turn 4.
True.
So it's probably fine. All right. So in 3rd place, we've got Ethan Gajewski running mono red aggro.
Hey, look at that. This is a breath of fresh air. Man, I'm loving these cards. Look at him. I feel like I've seen him before. But, if you look in this sideboard, there's 2 Tybalts and, hey, 1 Chandra. Hey, she's back. All right.
And 1 Mountain, because screw you, that's why.
I like to think that the Lava Coil guy is reacting to being next to Tybalt and not expecting it either.
So the lesson here is number 1, play mono red aggro. Number 2, if you're playing mono red aggro, play Chandra, because that's how you get the win.
Clearly.
You're just going to need 4 copies of the new Chandra, who will set you back. I actually don't know how much money. Let's see. Really, $5? That's it?
I mean, she's just a rare.
Yeah, she's not mythic. She is not a story planeswalker. She's just in the story.
Huh. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, that's 3rd place. What's in 4th place?
All right. So this mono red aggro deck is Esper Control by Zach Allen.
I don't like this game.
That's the other
anymore.
end of the spectrum.
Yeah, this is not fun.
This has Liliana Dreadhorde General, Narset Parter of Veils. Ooh, 2 of those.
Yeah.
And of course, Teferi Hero of Domination. Sorry.
Yeah, nobody likes you, Teferi.
Poor Teferi.
Ooh, there's Dovin's Veto.
Except for all these control players. They really like you, Teferi.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're good or anything. I might have lost to this card on occasion.
The spells, we've got Absorb, Chemister's Insight, Dovin's Veto is new, Moment of Craving, Mortify, Tyrant's Scorn, that's new, Vraska's Contempt, Search for Ascanta, Kaya's Wrath, and Thought Erasure. So it's the same deck as before, just with new toys to play with.
You know you're in Ravnica when you can run Kaya's Wrath and Absorb in the same deck and probably play them back-to-back somehow.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like, welcome to mana. Enjoy your stay.
But, like, Narset is and I hate to say this, but it's what I would have said if her name wasn't Narset. Narset is Narsty in the mirror. Because each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. That's bad for another control deck. And then Liliana just making a dude with her +1 is borderline stupid against a control deck.
It's the kind of thing that I would really expect out of something that costs 6. Because it really sucks to get to 6 and have lost half your board getting there. And then drop 1 and not be able to defend it. Like, dropping a Planeswalker against a Flyer is always miserable, and that's still the case here. That's why you have your -4 power, too.
Yeah. But, like, we saw... Damn it. The land that makes a dude. You know the one I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Damn it. It's the enchantment that flips into the land that makes a dude, you know?
Oh, one of the older ones? Got it. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name either.
I can't think of the name, but...
Kel'Joran Outpost?
Yeah, Kel'Joran Outpost, totally. Legion's Landing, thank you.
Oh, there we go.
Pinball Witch and Stark. But yeah, we saw the Legion's Landing land being flipped, being able to make a dude. by itself win control mirrors in at the Invitational, which is a different format, but against the heavy Esper control, it still applies. Where you can just plink, 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 plink every turn, and it's fine. So being able to make a 2/2 with our +1 is...
It's a good way to march to inevitability.
Yeah, it's just really good against another control deck. And her -4 is obviously going to be better against aggro decks. So, yeah.
Generally, making bears is a minus ability on Walker, so it's pretty sweet.
We've also got 1 D-Spark in the board, 1 Oath of Kaya, 2 Teferi Time Raveler, ooh, an Ugin the Ineffable, because you can't even F.
You can't F.
And
Oath of Kaya,
Into the God
also
Eternals.
Very good card.
Wow, that's a lot of sideboard War of the Spark.
There's a lot of good stuff for 3-color decks. I think the mono red deck doesn't have as much to draw from in that.
True. At least
By
nothing
comparison.
that fits in the plan of hit in the face.
Yeah, like it's already got really high quality cards to play with. Whereas you get a few more options when you're running 3 colors and you're taking your time, so suddenly the rest of the curve is available.
Yeah. So I expect that this deck will either morph into something else, or we'll see it change even further, because really this is last standards Esper control deck with a few new cards thrown in that fit.
Yeah, my guess would be that as it evolves, those numbers are going to shift away from all the 4s and 2s.
Probably.
Usually for control decks, they end up having a few more like one-offs in them as they adjust for the meta.
Yeah.
But going into something fresh, yeah, your 4s and 2s are for consistency, and a consistent control deck is pretty happy.
Exactly. All right, so 5th place, we've got Zachary Keene with Selesnya Tokens deck. So what do we have here? Tithe Taker, Venerated Loxodon, yep. Imara, Soul of the Accord. Whoa. Trostani Discordant. Okay, these are cards I did not expect. Gideon Blackblade. Hey, buddy. And then the stuff I did expect: Conclave Tribunal, History of Benalia, March of the Multitudes, Legion's Landing, Flower Flourish, and Sapperling Migration. Yeah, these all make sense. I mean, Imara and Trostani make sense. I just didn't expect them necessarily. Got anything in the board? Prison Realm. Return to Nature. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And there's a Gideon Blackblade. All right.
Beef Slab Blackblade. Read a book.
Like a book. There's one specific.
Specifically one book.
Yeah. All right, moving on. 6 plays. Harlan Fearer. I need to learn how to say his name. He's playing Bant mid-range. All right, what do we have going on here? We've got new Vivian, Champion of the Wilds, and a new Teferi, Time Raveler. Huh, okay.
He's wandering around a bit.
And we've got Oketra. Hello, God
Oketra,
Eternal
yeah.
Oketra. And that's it for new stuff. So, rest of the deck, Deputy of Detention, Frilled Mystic.
Wait, isn't Dovin's Veto? Oh, that's in the sideboard.
Yeah,
Never
that's in
mind.
the sideboard.
Sorry.
So, Deputy of Detention, Frilled Mystic, Growth Chamber Guardian, Hydroid Krasis, like you do, Incubation Druid, Knight of Autumn, Llanowar Elves, Shalai, Voice of Plenty are the other cards. There are no spells. They're all creatures and planeswalkers. Neat. In the sideboard, we've got for new stuff, Dovin's Veto, and that's it.
And Time Wipe, isn't that?
Oh yeah, and
anyone?
Time Wipe is
Yeah.
the new card, right? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
5 mana, bounce one of your things and Wrath. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay then. So that's a Bant mid-range deck. looks like you'd expect.
Yeah.
In 7th, Edgar Magalhaes is running Esper Control. Look at this. It's 4 Teferi Hero of Dominaria and 2 Teferi Time Raveler are the Planeswalkers in this deck.
Time travel's confusing.
It really is. So's the Legend Rule. He's got a Dispark.
The trick is to go to a different timeline.
2 Vetoes, a Tyrant Scorn, 2 Oath of Kaya. And in the board, another Veto. 1 Ob Nixilis' Cruelty. Ooh, I wonder how that did.
I imagine
another
it's an answer for a
Teferi
few
Time
things.
Raveler. Wow, and 2 Vona, Butcher of Magan. Nice. What was that, Squee? I'm sorry, I talked over you.
Oh, I'm imagining Omnix's cruelty probably took care of a lot of, more situational things like, oh no, there's a Gideon. Well, now there's less of a Gideon.
Distinctly less Gideon.
Yeah.
Is this deck's only plan the Teferi lock?
Sure,
Oh, you mean in terms of actually winning?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have the Kaya in here to help you actually have a win condition. Yeah, sure looks like it.
there's no way to make creatures at all in here, is there? So they can't just lock you down and then beat you to death.
Oh, Jay Spencer pointed out that Teferi Time Raveler can also bounce the Oath of Kaya for repeated 3 damage. True, but
that's very slow.
Yeah, that's for the control matchup again, and the hope that your Oath doesn't get countered, I guess. Yeah, Esper Control sounds like a nightmare to play and to play against just all the time.
This deck is just horrible. It's not bad, it's horrible. This deck offends me on a deep, deep level.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, it was beat by Mono Red.
Thank God for that.
So let's get away from this and go look at 8th place, where, hey, Rudy Brixa is running the Bant mid-range deck. If it's not exactly the same as before, it's damn close. So,
yeah,
the one with Teferi, new Teferi, and new Vivian.
Yeah,
and Oketra. Oh yeah. All right.
Zombie God.
So that's your top 8. Jumping down, I want to see this Simic Nexus deck in 9th. It's got 1 Narset, 3 Tamio Collector of Tales, Wilderness Reclamation, Blink of an Eye, Chemist's Insight, Growth Spiral, Nexus of Fate, Opt, Root Snare. These are all things that were already there. Sinister Sabotage, Search for Escanta, Callous Dismissal is new. Huh. Okay. Oh, Arboreal Grazer is in the sideboard.
Nah.
And Narset's Reversal. Okay.
Oh.
What? Oh, and 2 Blast Zone. Hey!
Just imagining the misery of someone reversaling on a Nexus or similar effect and just being like, well, I had all the mana in the world and now I have a few turns to do something with it.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, and here's BBD with an Esper mid-range deck. What does that look like? Whoa. Hero of Precinct 1, Hostage Taker, Thief of Sanity are your creatures. Liliana Dreadhorde General, Sorin Vengeful Bloodlord. 3 each of new Teferi and previous Teferi. The board is Despark, Dovin's Veto, Mortify, Enter the God Eternals, Thought Erasure. Wow. That's definitely different. There's a Davriel in the sideboard and 2 time wipe. 2 Davriel and 2 time wipes. Huh. All right, then. That's pretty cool. Hero of Precinct 1. Wow.
Neat.
So, of course, everything except Liliana in the deck and the Hero of Precinct 1 are multicolored.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, that's cool.
Enjoy your mono when you got it.
More Esper control. Here's a Boros deck in 16th. This is the mono white deck with a tiny splash of red for heroic reinforcements.
Yes.
But this has Law Rune Enforcer, which I didn't expect. That's the one where you pay 1 and tap it to tap target creature with converted mana cost 2 or greater. And everything else is the previous version of the deck. Straight up.
Yeah. You got some sideboard stuff, but not much.
Yeah, there's 1 Gideon in the board.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Mono red. Gruul. What's in the Gruul aggro deck? Firebrand, Gitu, Lava Runner, Chain. This is mono red. There's Cinder Vines and Domri in the board. So it's mono red with 6 green mana symbols total. Okay. Good job.
Totally counts. Sort of.
Lots of aggro here. Mono white. Dimir midrange. What the hell is that? Augur of Bolus and God Eternal Kefnet. Uh-oh.
Mm-mm.
Then Liliana, Narset, and Ugin.
The Ugin?
And then Tyrant Scorn. Okay, wait. Cast down, negate, opt, Tyrant Scorn, Vraska's Contempt, Chart a Chorus, Cry the Carnarium, enter the God Eternals, and Thought Erasure. And 2 Field of Ruin, too, because I said so. Dreadhorde Invasion in the board. And Finale of Eternity. Whoa.
Yeah. There's a plan.
That's pretty good, though. Just kill things.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, yeah. All right, then.
We were told specifically by the chat to take a look at the 55th place deck in this tournament, and I think they're right. I can't remember who exactly told us to do that, but thank you to whoever it was. But could you bring up that 55th place deck?
Well, no, we're not there yet. We're still in the 30s, bro.
Yeah, but look, we need to get to the spicy stuff. This one's spicy.
Your biases are known, Cluze.
So now I'm looking at the Bant
It's not
Flash
like I
deck,
hide them.
straight up ignoring Cluze in 34th.
Fine.
Because what the hell is Bant Flash?
Uh,
Oh, Angel of Grace. Also, I hate you too.
Hey, I got your back, Cluze. I knew where that one was going.
yeah, well, look, he's the one who wouldn't go to 55th like I asked. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
There's nothing really much new going on here.
Yeah, that's why I tried to go to 55th.
Awkward. Oh, wait. Orzhov aggro. Is this actually black-white, or is it just white with a tiny bit of black?
What do you think?
It's white with literally Sorin in the main and Despark in the board.
Yeah.
Oh, and 2 Duress in the board.
There you go. Got there.
That's dumb. Okay, where was that? Orzhov aggro. So that was 42nd.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, this is a 55th place deck. What's this?
Hey, look at that deck. Yeah, look at it.
It's called Naya Feather.
Yeah. This is
I don't
this
get
is
it.
featuring a Feather the Redeemed. Go read Feather the Redeemed. Go read that card right now.
Were you talking to me? Because I was stretching.
Yeah. I was totally talking to you. Fine, I'll read it. You stretch, I'll read it. Feather the Redeemed for a red, a white, and a white. That's 3 mana. I mean, it's a specific 3 mana. Don't get me wrong. You get a 3/4 flying angel that has, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature you control, exile that card instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves. If you do, return it to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. So basically, it's like, hey, have you got a buff for one of your creatures? If you do, you're just going to get it back at the end of turn. So now take a look at the spells that are in here. So we've got Collision Colossus. You really care about the Colossus side. We got Defiant Strike. We got Giant Growth. We got Giant Growth. We got Reckless Rage. Reckless Rage, there's only one copy in here, but I guarantee you that card is a huge pain if they've got out Feather. Because Reckless Rage deals 4 damage to target creature you don't control and 2 damage to target creature you control. That targets one of your creatures. That counts.
Yeah.
And Feather's got 4. Feather can take it. Summit Sprint. Sheltering Light. You mean to tell me that that's not going to be a problem? It's going to be a problem. And Thud. We've got some Thud. Why not?
Thud.
I've seen Feather in action with some of these buff spells on the MTG Arena, and I got my face kicked in, is what happened.
I mean, she always has the high ground.
So yeah, this is a spicy deck. It's also got the Dreadhorde Arcanist, Swiftblade Vindicator, 10th District Legionnaire, Aurelia Exemplar of Justice, and of course, Beef Slab Blackblade.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Makes sense.
Yeah, this is good. This is good.
Wow, there are 3 more Reckless Rages in the board.
Yeah.
Because screw you, that's why.
Sure. Good reason. I like the Healing Grace.
Oh, wow, that is pretty good.
Like, it's subtle, but yeah.
All right, then.
Neat.
So yeah, this goes on down to 100th, but we're just going to stop there. Well, okay, wait. There's a Jeskai Feather deck in 63rd. Let's see what's in there. Oh, it's got Dive Down.
Yeah, it does.
Wow, it's got Gird for Battle, too. Jesus.
Yeah, it turns out you're playing Commander while your opponent's playing Standard.
A little bit. All right, then. Oh, and there's 2 Saheeli Sublime Artificer in this one in the board, too.
Huh.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, then. So that's the first look at New Standard. How about a second look at New Standard? Hey, we had a Classic.
Look at that.
Huh. How many people were in the Classic?
130.
That's not a large number.
Comparatively presumably, speaking. A lot of the people who brought Standard decks were also still in the other event.
I mean, 116, I think it said. Something like that. So let's see. Chris Johnson won with Grixis Control, which has Nicol Bolas the Ravager and Nicol Bolas Dragon God.
Nicol Bolas.
And Ugin, Narset, and Liliana. What else do we have here? Bedeck and Bedazzle. Do what?
That's another awkward dinner party.
A little bit, yeah. We've got Bedeck and Bedazzle and Bedevil, but that's not the third part of the split card. That's a different card.
All the bees.
And
it's all part of the Vigil crossover.
Yeah. Lord. Angrath's Rampage.
Rampage. Angrath's Road Rage.
Cry of the Carnarium. Discovery Dispersal. Enter the God Eternals. Ritual of Soot. What? And Thought Erasure. Wow. It's like the same idea, but different. Nice.
Good times.
Second place, Mitchell Castelldini, let's say, is playing the Bant Nexus deck. Jacob Neighbors in third is on the Grixis Control deck, which looks very similar to the first place deck. Aiden Breer is on Esper Control, which is similar enough to ones we've already talked about tonight. Gavin Wen in fifth with Azorius Aggro, which is mono white aggro with Deputy of Detention in the board. Oh, and Disdainful Stroke. And Dovin's Veto. Okay, there we go. And an island.
Yeah, because...
in the board, because screw you, that's why. Timothy Madsen in sixth place is on Dimir Control, which is, again, similar enough to something we've already talked about.
Yeah, it's close to the Esper ones, though, obviously not with the white card.
Wait, no, yeah. Augur of Bolas, God Eternal Kefnet. We looked at something that had those two cards in it specifically as creatures. Yeah. Mardu Judith by Justin Parnell. Oh, look at Justin Parnell doing well. Judith the Scourge Diva.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, let's look at
this. She's a diva main.
This is the Aristocrats deck, right?
It functions on that mechanic, yeah.
Yeah.
The, like, when things die, ping.
Yeah, Cruel Celebrant, Dreadhorde Butcher, Fireblade Artist, Footlight Fiend, Grim Initiate, Gutter Bones, Midnight Reaper, Tithe Taker, and Judith, and 2 Sorin Vengeful Bloodlords. Also, we've got, Heartfire.
That Heartfire triggers it a lot.
Yeah. And Mortify and Heroic Reinforcements. In the board, we've got D-Spark and Tybalt. Which is weird to say out loud.
That's true.
That they're in the
We're going to have to get used to that.
Sideboard. No, I meant
the idea that
D-Spark and Tybalt together.
Yeah?
Just my brain was like, no, they're not. I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure they're right.
Yep, nope, they are.
All right. Go, Justin. Oh, and then Drew Kobus in 8th is playing a Naya Feather deck, which is pretty similar to the one we just saw.
Similar, not quite the same, but
yeah, this one has Cruel
Spellbreakers.
Yeah. And also Thrash, what's the other half? Thrash Threat. Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, no.
That's different.
It'd be more like, ah! And there's the Gird for Battle again, which with Feather is kind of, buh.
Yeah, that adds up.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Neat.
And rounding out the top 16, more Esper Control, Bant Nexus, Selesnya Angels, hang on. Jade Light Ranger, Knight of Autumn, Llanowar, Branchwalker, Resplendent Angel, Wildgrowth Walker, God Eternal Oketra. I'm going to guess Honorary Angel, just because.
I don't know about that.
As far as deck construction.
Big white
goes.
creature.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, Lyra Dawnbringer and Shalai, Voice of Plenty. And then Gideon Blackblade and Vivian Reed, the original Vivian. Conclave Tribunal, Excellence Binding, Ashura Symbol, and Flower Flourish. Okay. Seems good. Then more Esper Control, Grixis Control, Esper Control, and Sultai Midrange. Alright.
Ba-dum-bum.
So that's enough standard, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Alright, let's go look at modern.
147 people.
Huh.
Just
A little more than
147 humans?
I'm not going to assume they're a creature type. Probably.
I missed one. I missed 8th. Whoop, there we go. Alright, so Adonis Madrano won with humans. I doubt there's anything new going on here.
I don't believe so.
No. Alright. Chris Castro Rappel with Is It Phoenix?
It is.
There might be new stuff here, but I'm not seeing it.
I don't think so.
Nope. Doesn't appear so.
Nope.
Tariq Patel in third with more different. Is it Phoenix?
It is.
Is it more different?
Pretty similar.
Just enough differences.
Yeah, it's not exactly the same.
In third place, Adit. How do you say that?
I don't. This is why you get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, we've been meaning to talk to you about that contract.
I don't actually get paid the big bucks, so I think there's a problem.
It's because you can't pronounce this name.
Would it be Fance? Fonts? Fonse?
You get paid?
Adit Fonzie. There we go. Hey! Is running Mono Green Tron.
It's terrible.
Damn right it's terrible. It does have Karn the Great Creator in it as a 4 of.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's rocking all those colorless planeswalkers. Ulamog can come too. But do not let him in the kitchen. He will eat everything.
He will.
What does this do? Non-creature artifact. Oh, I guess it makes all of these artifacts punch people? And lets you go grab whichever of these artifacts from your sideboard that you need? Okay. Anything else new going on here? Doesn't... Oh god, it's got Mycosynth Lattice in the board. Oh my god. Are you guys seeing this?
Oh. Huh.
Like with Karn? Wow.
I'm still hung up on the blast zone.
What? Why?
It just strikes me as something that might be potentially effective when you're operating on a very different curve than they are.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, it's normal function. Like the nice thing about Blast Zone is that it's the ratchet bomb that you can ratchet faster if you have the mana. And I think it all clicked on me at once when I was looking at like the average cost of things in this deck. So like if you're not dropping one of your big things, you can pretty much set it to whatever you want. And that's just spicy. Because you don't worry about falling behind on lands in this deck. But yeah, like the Mycosynth Lattice is hell I would not wish on my enemies.
So yeah, the Mycosynth Lattice, for those who don't know, is a 6-drop artifact that says all permanents are artifacts in addition to their other types. All cards that aren't on the battlefield, spells, and permanents are colorless, and players may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. So that means... Wow, you could technically turn Karn Liberated into a 7/7 and hit them.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, except you can't, because they're both Planeswalker Karn. Never mind. Does it still work that way? Hang on.
You mean having 2 Karns out?
Yeah, they changed the legend rule, the Planeswalker rule recently enough to where I can't remember how it works anymore.
No, I think you can have both out now.
Yeah, it works like the regular legend rule, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
they
have
pretty much
different
had to
names.
abandon that because they had so many versions of the same Planeswalkers in Standard at once.
Okay. Wait, what's the static ability? Activated abilities of artifacts your opponents control can't be activated.
So the Mycosynth Lattice is kind of rough.
Yeah.
If they're relying on those for anything.
Wait. Mycosynth Lattice turns their lands into artifacts that they then can't... Oh my god!
Yeah. That's...
It doesn't say
sick.
non-mana abilities.
Chat, why didn't...
Yeah, the chat's been talking about that for a little bit.
Chat did tell us that. Okay. It's like, chat, why didn't you tell us this? No, they did.
This is disgusting, is what this is.
Yeah, it is.
That was what I thought you were originally reacting to when you pointed out the lattice. I wasn't even thinking about it. And then Karn hits him. I'm like, oh, I mean, sure, but you've got Ulamog to do that too. So.
Jesus.
I mean, it's gross.
Yeah, let's get away from this deck.
Like, I've never seen a Megasynth Lattice in a deck that isn't about to do something horrible to a person.
That is accurate, yeah.
It's there for a reason.
Oh, see, now here's what I was looking for. 5th place, Andy Vorel is running Izzet Phoenix.
It is.
And he's got Finale of Promise in the deck. Which is one of those cards that cast by itself gets all your Phoenix... Phoenixi? Whatever they're called, plural, back.
An Arizona of Phoenixes. Yeah, that was bad.
J. Daniel, you can turn Karn into a creature if your first Karn grabs your Mycosynth Lattice, which turns everything into artifacts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is what I was going for. Anything else going on in here? No, it looks pretty normal other than the Finale of Promise. Oh, there is a Saheeli Sublime Artificer.
Yeah.
Hey! Okay. Mono Red Prison by Jacob DeQuack. Okay. Best Name Award?
That's pretty great.
Best Name Award.
It's pretty good.
And look, it's got all these goblins. Rabble Masters and Legion War Bosses and Pia and Karen Nalar.
Those aren't goblins.
Well, I mean, they make 1/1s. Whatever. Oh, Karn Great Creator and Mycosynth Lattice. Is that just a thing now in modern decks? Are we going to have 4... Karns with 1 Mycosynth Lattice?
Probably.
That's awful.
If after game 1 you don't think your opponent can deal with it, then that is just a way out.
Buh. Anything else? That's enough, right? Yeah. Let's just move on.
Yeah, that is ugly. So what's going to get banned?
You.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Would you miss Mycosynth Lattice?
Not really.
Would anyone miss Mycosynth Lattice?
That person who just bought 4 foils of it so that they could put them in their modern decks.
That was foolish. You only need 1.
Yeah, you really do.
All right, so 7th place, Jared Calabrese is running Hollow 1. I doubt there's anything new and fancy going on here.
I don't think it needs anything new.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, okay, that's a Hollow 1 deck. And then Andrew Collins in 8th with Amulet Titan. Again, I doubt there's anything new in Amulet Titan.
A lot of these decks do exactly what they do, just right. And changing even 1 card out would mess them up.
Exactly.
Like, they are tuned through so much play and have so many one-offs that you're directly sacrificing a thing. So whatever you're putting in has to do the old one's job and other stuff. And that just isn't really how cards are printed.
So rounding out the rest of the top 16, we've got a blue-white control dredge.
Nope.
Wait, which one was that for?
The blue-white control. I don't care for that.
What about dredge?
It's not really Magic.
Fair enough. Amulet Titan Elves.
I like that.
Anything new going on in the Elves deck? I doubt it.
I have no idea, but I doubt it.
There's a lot of new stuff going on in the Azorius control deck that Cluze said no to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I said no to that. It's too late to go back.
But it's not too late because it has 2 sets of Teferis. It's never too late when you ravel time.
So we've got hiccups. We've got the Time Raveler and Dovin's Veto.
Technically, it has 3 sets of Teferi if I'm counting creature. Like, there's Teferi all over this.
You've got Mage of Zalfir going on here. Good lord.
It is just like, littered with Teferi.
This is your Kang Council of Magic the Gathering. There's just Teferi everywhere.
For everyone who gets that joke, nerd.
Accurate.
I mean, I get that joke, so.
So nerd, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, it's got a few of them.
Wow. 3 different flavors of Teferi. That makes my head hurt.
A lot of Teferi.
Wow. Let's just close that. Is it Phoenix, Mono Red Phoenix, Titan Shift, Infect? Okay, so that's the rest of the top 16. Seems good.
Hooray.
Hooray! So, all that's left, I think, is... Oh, all that's left is Magic Online.
Oh, yeah. I've got a bug blog thing just to poke into quickly because one of them is actually relevant beyond just being funny.
All right, do tell.
Yeah, so as you can see from what Chewie has on the screen, there's some fun glitches going on in Magic Online, as usually happens when they roll out a bunch of new cards. I'm going to quickly go through some of these. Game crashes for a spectator when one of the players returns in the sideboard scene. That doesn't really matter, but I guess the spectators are sad. Art may load incorrectly for cards.
That might be bad for, streaming.
Oh, you mean of...
Like a Super League or something type
Oh,
thing.
that's true. That could impact some people on that level. That's true. Which would suck there. Art not loading correctly for cards is like K.
Yeah, but read the fix.
I mean, full clean reinstall of the client isn't quite the pain it once was.
Oh,
but I still wouldn't want to do it. No. Over the years, they've actually managed to get things a lot more. So it's not as bad as it once was. It's not like you do that and then you go and build your own magic set using toothpicks and then come back after you finish that and it's halfway done. Like, no. It doesn't suck as much as it used to. As I understand it, I've not exactly reinstalled Magic Online recently, but I know that it isn't. It's allegedly not as bad as it was before. In terms of gameplay stuff, that's more what matters for right now. So, Tamio, Collector of Tales is unable to find split cards with their +1 loyalty ability. That's problematic. That actually matters, especially if her card gets more use, because we see split cards in decks. So
all the time.
That's kind of important now. So that sucks, but hopefully they'll fix that pretty soon. The second one on the list is removing counters from Majoring Network does not produce any mana.
Which is the whole point.
Seem like the point, yeah.
That's its job. Well, hey, you can put mana in it if you want. That still works. And it can generate, colorless mana. But yeah, its actual job doesn't work right now. So that's problematic. There are issues when a player champions Mistbind Click. Now, as someone who remembers the standard when this happened, that's always been true. But now it's an actual client problem.
Oh my god.
So just be aware of that if you're playing fairies online. And then the last one is the reason that I wanted to mention this. So attacking with a creature with provoke can cause the game to reset. That is worth telling people about.
We're not saying it will.
I'm saying normally that kind of power is reserved for Karn and takes some build-up. But when you have an annoying enough goblin running across the battlefield, time itself would be like, no. And no. Apparently it just resets the game. Be aware. You should know that both for yourself, if you play with provoked creatures, which you might, and you should be aware of that if your opponents are playing with provoked creatures. Because this is kind of one of those weird things where normally I tell you, if you think someone's cheating, you have to report them. It's quite possible people will not be aware this is a thing, because they don't tell you what the conditions are that cause this here, and I don't blame them, because you probably don't want to feed into that, but if people find out how to restart a game by attacking with a certain creature in their deck, that is opening a giant window of problems for the integrity of Magic and the online world. Because if you're just like, oh no, I'm losing, attack with this stupid thing, let's do over. Like, no, that's terrible. No one needs that in their life. So hopefully they will prioritize fixing that, because resetting games is a very significant power not to be given to annoying goblins. But yeah, those are the current bug blog entries. Gotta end with a big one, right? Just buried down there at the bottom. Neat. But that was all that I had for Magic Online. The rest of it's like, hey, look, the set's on there. So, cool. Good job. I think that was all that we had in general for the show notes, right?
Well, I do have one quick thing that I wanted to mention about MTG Arena and schedules of things that people might be interested in. Then again, might not. If you don't play Arena, you don't care. So just ignore me. It's pretty good advice overall now that I think about it. The thing I wanted to mention is...
Hey, did you say something, Cluze?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Two things to mention. First of all, remember, if you want to get in on War of the Spark Sealed, that's going on right now. You can keep doing that until May the 20th, when you won't be able to do Sealed War of the Spark anymore. Also, right now, Ranked Draft is Ravnica Allegiance. That will end on May the 9th. From May the 10th onward, Ranked Draft will be War of the Spark. So, that's what you need to know.
Okay.
You remember Cluze?
Nope.
Who?
Not if I can help it.
It was like spelled like something in the show notes. I don't remember what part. Whatever. Okay.
Okay.
And that's it.
Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. So is that our episode?
I think that's our episode.
Crap, it's our episode.
Yeah, I'll start the sign-outs. So you can find me on Twitter at SqueeGoblinNabob. There's no Goblin. I mean, at this point in time, I don't know what that eye is up to. It could be anywhere. It's quite possible
I think he's currently screwing your internet.
Yeah, I was going to say, he roboted for you too during that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh man. Is he completing my internet connection?
Maybe.
That'd be terrifying. Could be. I don't know. It was waiting for this, right? No, odds are the eye is probably off somewhere playing Overwatch right now and getting achievements that I can't, because it's probably better at Overwatch than me. Because at the end of the day, Overwatch is really just a point-and-click adventure, and it's hard to do that without your eye. So, who knows? But yeah, past that, yeah, you can find me on Twitter doing my usual nonsense. In a few weeks, I'll be at Animazement in Raleigh, North Carolina. So if you're someone in the chat or who listens to this who goes there, let me know. Could be fun. Should be neat. Other than that, I wanted to comment that I did finish the War of the Spark book. I did the audiobook version of it from Audible, so I enjoyed listening to it. And yeah, I kind of hope they continue to do these for the story, because I'm not likely going to pull up the website and read the story things every week, but having someone reading the story of a block to me makes it much easier to keep up with what's going on and makes some of the characters more... I'm not going to say that you get a deep dive in all the characters, but it is nice to know more about, at least a little bit about each of the Planeswalkers and what they're up to, along with some other characters thrown in. So that was fun. I certainly like Angrath more now that I know more about Angrath, and that was funny. And I also just, in general, appreciate the depth that they went through to tell a story with so many characters that was actually pretty satisfying. So, cool.
Nice.
Take it away, Chewie.
Wait, are we still ignoring
I was gonna say, that's some commitment to that right there. I appreciate that. I appreciate
it. It was
that.
important. I had to keep the brick joke going.
Yeah, no, I like that. Anyway, hey, if you want to hear more from me, if you don't want to ignore me completely, you can find me on Twitter. I am at Cluze, spelled just like it is in the show notes. Also, we have show notes. I don't think I have anything else interesting. A lot of folks' semester is ending, so a lot of you college folks. So congratulations, you made it. You survived. You can do this. I have confidence that you will forget everything we taught you during the summer, and we'll just have to start over in the fall. So, way to go. Way to go. Take it away, Chewie.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, Squee, there's a question for you in the chat.
Oh, well then, yeah, I'll just answer it out loud then. So the question was, can you jump right into the story without knowing anything else about the backstory? So they do a good enough job of telling you what's been going on in recent blocks. Like, there are going to be a ton of allusions to things you don't know about, but every time a new planeswalker or someone shows up, you get like a very brief 1 or 2 sentence background of who they are based on what the current point of view character knows about them. And so, like, yeah, you can totally pick it up and go with it. Like, when Liliana pops up, it's like, and then, you know, she had contracts with these 4 demons, and she thought they'd taken care of it as a team, but it turns out didn't work out, and now she has to work for Bolas, and life sucks. And it's just like, you don't get the details, you don't get a list of all the demons and all the planes we're having, but like, you get enough to go by. You could totally just hop in and enjoy it. It's beneficial if you know more about the characters, because it's not going to break into it. Like, I don't know the details of what Jace and Vraska went through on Ixalan, but you don't have to. You just have to know that they did. Like, really, if you come into this blind, all you really know is that Jace hates himself and keeps hooking up with, you know, planeswalkers that have black mana. And you're like, cool, got it. I'm caught up now. And you can just keep rolling with that. But it's neat.
I have a question.
Yeah.
About the book. Did they tell you that Niv Mizzet was dead before he came back?
Yes.
Unlike the cards.
Yes. In fact, at the beginning of the story, you find out pretty quickly just how badly things went leading up to Nicol Bolas's invasion, because pretty much everyone in Ravnica hates Jace because he didn't do his job, and because this happened on what was supposed to be his watch, including Jace. Hates himself for being bad at this too. And it's brought up on several occasions exactly how the Guild Pact fell apart, and how Niv Mizzet had all of these like plans to try to get the Guild Pact back together, and how Vraska completely screwed that up, and how everyone got played all the way through. Like, I mean, if you have seen the set, you know what's going to happen story-wise, but there's still plenty to enjoy from just getting all the pieces put together. But yes, like, it's very clear that everyone knows. And then the Firemind had this cool plan, and then he couldn't get all the guilds together, and it didn't work, and then he went and tried to fight anyway, and then he died. And that sucks, and now we move on. And there's a lot of that. Like, you get a lot of backstory and all that. It's also just fun to have characters casually just show up, and you're like, oh, hey, I know who that is. Neat little moments here and there. But yeah, like, it gives you all the information that you need. It hooks you on enough other things, but it gives you all that you really need to know.
All right, cool. That is good to know. Also, we didn't mention it in the news portion, but apparently War of the Sparks novel hit the New York Times bestseller list.
Oh, that's true. It did.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So that's
like
a thing.
It's not the greatest novel ever, but I'm pretty sure it also had the task of resolve all of these complicated plot things that are going on in a satisfying manner while also having like 40 characters. And for that, it was incredibly well handled. So I liked it.
Yeah. All right, then. So is that me?
That's you.
Yep.
Yes. What Pinball Witch said that the War of the Spark novel just needed to be better than The Quest for Karn. I took a dump earlier that was better than The Quest for Karn, all right? It needed to be way more than just better than The Quest for Karn.
Yeah, how do you really feel, Chewie?
Like, this Chipotle receipt from... Wow, like a month and a half. Why is that sitting on my desk? It's better
just
than
in case you need a reference to weigh The Quest for Karn against. I mean, like, I'll tell you, Karn's in the book. It's fun to have Karn around. So I was pretty happy with my Karn quantity from this book.
Yeah, this Chipotle receipt from Chipotle. Yeah, it's from like a month and a half ago. It's from, what's today? Today's May 6th. It's from March 24th. I don't know why. And it's sitting on top. Like, I didn't have to dig it out from under anything. That's disconcerting. Anyway.
I mean, yeah, like, to answer the question, like, what about the Karn quality? I'll tell you, there's one point where Ral Zarek is really proud of this cool artifact thing that he has going on. And then Karn picks it up and then immediately copies it like 50 times and hands it back to him. And Ral Zarek's like, "Aww." So that made me happy.
Nice. So, as for me, you can find me on Twitter at the Manapool. That's where I'll do all my tweetings. You can join the Manapool Discord server You should hang out there. We have a lot of fun there. And what have I been doing lately? So over the last 3 days, I've been playing, the last 3 days, 4 days, 2 days, whatever it was, I played through the second quest of The Legend of Zelda. The original Legend of Zelda, the first one, has a second quest. It amazed me how many people didn't seem to know this. But it does. And it's, it was sort of like New Game Plus, which the original Super Mario Brothers had this as well. Did you know this? If you beat Super Mario Brothers and you start up again immediately afterwards, then all of the Goombas are turned into Buzzy Beetles instead of Goombas. And I think certain things move faster or something like that. Like there's a New Game Plus in the original Super Mario Brothers, and there's a New Game Plus in Legend of Zelda. If you beat it once, or if you enter Zelda as your profile name, then you'll go to the second quest, which is way harder.
Yeah.
I beat the first quest in one stream. Granted, I know the first quest pretty well. The second quest, I didn't remember much about at all.
It's a lot less intuitive.
It is a lot less intuitive. And it introduces the red bubbles and the blue bubbles. Yeah, it introduces walls you can walk through instead of bomb. Just walk through a wall. And it introduces, there's another thing. The red bubbles, the walls you can walk through. All of the dungeons are new and different. And the locations are different on the overworld. Which is weird.
Like, first quest never had the mugger, right?
The mugger?
Like, the old man who was like, nah.
Oh, the your money or your life guy? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the other new thing. Thank you, Squee.
Yeah. I don't think there's any way in first quest to lose heart containers.
Yeah, I met 3. Unless you just don't pick one up, you take the red potion.
Yeah.
I think is your only...
which is on you
loss,
for being a monster.
But
Stupid monster.
In the second quest, I ran into 3 old men in dungeons who were like, you can't leave unless you give me 50 rupees or one of your heart containers.
Messed
2
up.
of them were in the same dungeon. So...
And the first one shows up right after you've probably spent 100 rupees upping your bomb capacity. So you know he was planning on it.
Yeah. So it's way harder. It took me 3 streams as opposed to the 1 stream for the first quest. And I'll be editing that up slowly and putting it up on YouTube in the near future.
Are you going to cut out a lot of the looking for next dungeon parts?
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of...
Because, they're not in obvious places in the second quest.
Yeah, let's see. I did... It's like 10 or 12 hours of streams total. So, yeah, it's going to get cut down.
Yeah.
Especially searching for level 4. That'll get cut out almost completely.
So much of second quest is push every rock, blow up every rock, set fire to every rock, and then at the end of the day, try to charm every rock and hope it moves. Because, it's not like you walk into a big area with a boulder and there's probably a hidden door in it. No, it's going to be the 4th bush on the left that you have to actually convince a fairy to fix for you or something. Like, it's stupid. It's not intuitive at all. This was the artificial way of lengthening the lifespan of a game.
Yeah, and it was fun, except for a few moments of just, I don't know where to go.
You spent a lot more time having to farm bombs than that.
Yeah, I had to wander around and find rupees and bombs several times. But
there's a special point where you're willing to spend rupees to buy bombs.
Which I did several times, yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun, though. It was very challenging. And it's not like a randomizer where all of the overworld locations are the same, just what's in them is different. No. They're all new overworld locations. In the first quest, you had to blow the whistle to make a hidden staircase appear once. And it was obvious.
Yeah.
Once you know that's the thing you have to look for. In second quest, there were 7 spots to blow the whistle and get a staircase to appear. What?
You pretty much look for areas that don't have doors and hope for the best because there's probably something there. But whether it's blow the whistle or blow everything up or burn everything or what, you don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So don't play it. Just watch Chewie play it. And then maybe play it.
Yeah, play the first quest totally for sure. No question.
The first
second quest, man, I did it without a guide, which is a thing. People kept popping up in the chat and going, "Sure, you're playing with a map, right?" I'm like, "No," and they're like,
"No."
He
okay,
was
bye,
notes.
Chewie. Like,
he was doing it old school.
Yeah, look, hang on, let me show you something. I made a map of level 9. Here, let me see if you guys can see this. Check it out. That is my. Okay, it's not going to focus real well, but that is my map. We can
see the blocks.
I made a homemade map of level 9.
Like, that's kind of... The graph paper approach is what you had to do for a lot of old games. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a copy of Myst that doesn't have a heavily filled out back of the manual, if it still has a manual at all. Like, you just kind of had to.
My old man used to play Legend of Zelda all the time, right? He still has, we found it a year or so ago in a cabinet in the living room. There's an old notebook with his original map of the first quest, level 9. And I think it's got the second quest, level 9 in it as well. So yeah, we're old school here.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So if you like this kind of meandering about nonsense, you should stick around after we're done and give Chewie money.
Yeah, so that'll be going up on YouTube in the near future. I've got more Hearthstone going up on YouTube. It's youtube.com/themanapool, by the way. I've got more Hearthstone going up. I've got, right now, actually, a Control Warrior mirror that was just awesome. Control Warrior in Hearthstone is very long and very deliberate, and the good Control Warrior mirror games are like a chess game where something you did 15 turns ago will completely bite you in the ass now. And I love things like that. And so this one is really good. I've got another one that will be going up after that I haven't finished yet, where the chess game went so long that the board exploded, to put it in chess terms. Hearthstone has a turn limit, which lots of people don't know. And I did a Control Warrior mirror that went to the turn limit. So I said go, and my opponent, I think he drew his card, and then both of our portraits exploded.
Huh.
Yeah, he sent me a friend request immediately afterwards, and chat was like, you should accept it. And he was, I said accept and typed to him, holy crap, that was crazy. And he's like, dude, that was awesome. Why did we both lose? I actually sent him a message earlier today because we're still on each other's friends list to let him know that I was working on this video and they would be going up soon. So
was your response, in war there are no winners?
No, it was just turn limit because I was busy laughing.
That's fair.
The turn limit, I don't remember. I'm actually, on this video, I'm going to have a counter that counts turns.
That makes sense.
So every turn it'll ding and the counter will go up by 1. That's what's taking so long to edit this video, because it's already a long video, and then once I hit end turn, or it pops up your turn, I have to cycle it up by 1 and put a ding. So that adds a significant amount of time to the editing process.
Yeah.
I think I'm on turn 12. Which I'm going like end turns in Magic, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, instead of rounds, where I go once and you go once and that's
right.
1. But I looked it up and it's 90 something turns, 95.
How large is a deck?
Do what?
How large are decks?
30.
Okay.
But we were both playing Archivist Elysiana, who puts 10 cards back in your deck.
Right, yeah.
And then we both bounced her so we could cast her again when we ran out of cards.
Sure.
So, yeah, the game didn't
essentially
end.
The game said, I'm going to need you to make a play, and your play wasn't great enough, so it killed you.
It pretty much, yeah. It doesn't happen very often. Like,
look at how big Cluze smiled when I said that. He's like, oh, if only judges could.
Yeah.
Right? But I've played a crap load of Control Warrior Mirrors. This is literally the only time I've ever hit the turn limit. So that's totally going up on YouTube just as a record, for God's sake, because it's amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so that's... And also, Smash Brothers Ultimate, the World of Light mode, is slowly going up on YouTube as well. I've only got one stream that I haven't touched that needs to be chopped up and put up on YouTube, so I'm going to have to stream that again soon. Like, very soon. Because I love that game. And I had to stop in the middle of a dungeon because my internet was crapping out, and that sucks. And it pisses me off that I haven't been back in to finish that dungeon. So yeah, we're doing that soon. You with me, chat? I'm watching you, chat. Anyway.
Because you're watching him. That's how it works.
Also over on YouTube, I had 2 Play Gank videos go up. And I've got several failed attempts with the Necroa virus that I need to see if I can edit those into a watchable video. But I don't know. But as it is now, I've got a Parasite and a Prion video that went up. And if you don't know Play Gank, you should watch them, because Play Gank is a lot of fun. I don't know why it's so much fun. You're not really... There's nothing to see on the screen that's that much fun, but I love it. And I love editing it. I love playing it. I even love watching other people play it. I don't understand how that works, but it does. So give it a shot. You might like it too.
Oh, why?
So, let's wrap this up, damn it. So, if you want to help support what I do, I've got one YouTube video that goes up every day minimum. I've got streams, both podcasts, Monday Night Magic and the Mana Pool, get streamed here on Twitch. And I do usually 3 other streams over the course of the week, too. That's 5, right? Yeah.
Adds up. It's a work week.
Yeah. So I do all of that myself. It's a one-man show as far as all the production is concerned. So if you want to help me be able to keep bringing you this stupid amount of content, then the most direct way to do that is to go to patreon.com/themanapool and become a lifeguard, where lifeguards get perks. You can get Manapool episodes and YouTube videos early. That's the uncommon lifeguards. Hiccups are free of charge.
Rule
Thank
1.
goodness.
Those are common. There are like 11 hiccups in every pack.
It's true. Did you know you can actually get 3 farts in one pack?
I mean...
Are farts mythic?
Now.
Anyway.
The
rare lifeguards get the early access and the odds and ends, which is all the stuff recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Mana Pool. It's behind the scenes nonsense, and it's us talking about nerdy stuff. For instance, after this episode's odds and ends, which is 652, we will be going heavy into Avengers Endgame spoilers because I haven't had a chance to actually talk about it with anybody, and I saw it opening night. So I'm twitching, and since Cluze has finally seen it, we're gonna jump into it. So that'll be the post-show odds and ends. It won't go up for a while, but still going to issue a spoiler warning at the beginning of that.
Yep.
And the Mythic Lifeguards get the odds and ends, which is the behind-the-scenes stuff, the early access to podcasts and YouTube videos, and the sponsorship shout-out on both podcasts and on the end screen for all of the YouTube videos each month. So, I would like to thank our Mythic Lifeguards, Kim Ho, Al, Lance Delicious, Team You Hellas Haryu. I wonder if he'd notice if I just start saying Bonsai Tree instead. That's his handle. Connor Kennedy, John Morris, Alex Gonzalez, Jeff Spencer, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Sophia Bertain, Casey, Fayen Says, Danny Liao, Jason Doan, Cody Buckowing, Jake Jansens, Jason Kaus, Gothic Man, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, that's his name, Keith Moody, John Parker, Aleph Cat, Dan Holm, Bartle, Mike Millerburn, and the Beastfather, Aaron Goodwine. For real this time. Not for play.
For real, though.
Yeah. And with that, we will finally be done with this short episode of Monday Night Magic.
You notice how when we have shorter show notes, we just talk longer? Like when we have a giant list, we're like, no, we got to keep moving. We got to keep moving. I mean, we don't, but we feel like we should.
Yeah. Well, we also had new standards, so that's going to take longer.
This is actually pretty short by comparison to a lot of new standard episodes.
Yeah. So with that, we will be done with Monday Night Magic number 652. Thank you all so very much for joining us, and go play some Magic.